Hello children, today we are discussing about a new lesson, electoral politics. You know that the definition of democracy that is we already studied in the second lesson. Now, today the electoral politics means what is the need of elections or why elections. Then many topics also here, why do we need elections, what makes an election democratic. You know that in this unit we will discussing about how the representatives are elected when it comes to the elected representatives or in a democracy. You know that in the directly we have to elect our representatives. We get it in our mind the word democracy or the real meaning of the word democracy. In this lesson, we also try to establish the link between the elections and democracy. What is the link between the elections and democracy? And why the elections are mandatory to have the country is following democracy. Just we have to take one coin. You know that always we have to look the both sides of the coin. In the one side, that is in a democracy. The other side of the coin, every country which conducts the elections, truly a democratic country. So, what are the conditions that are to be fulfilled to say that the country which conducts the elections is democratic? That means, children, you please remember that two types, that is in democratic way and non-democratic way. Then those countries some conducts the elections regularly, but they are not termed as democratic countries. And what are the criteria to say that that country is following democratic system? Children, you know. An incident here we have to discuss about with an example, that is in a case study, an incident which happened in our country, one of the state. That state's name was Haryana. And we shall focus on what is the need of an election. Why elections? Before discussing the details, why do we need elections? Let us have a case study mentioned in earlier. Now children, the case study, why elections? That is one question also there. So let us have to look the case study. Actually this one is happened in Haryana. The time is midnight. We have to expect that is in after 12 o'clock. A crowd is gathering there. They were waiting hours and hours. They have to wait their leader. And the organizers assure and reassure the crowd that he would be here any moment. They are waiting that moment. The crowd stands up whenever a passing vehicle comes that way. Now, that is, their leader has come. The leader's name was Devilal. He was the chief of the Haryana Sangharsh Samiti, who was to address that meeting in Karnal on Thursday night. He was an old man, old leader. At that time, 76-year-old. He was very busy man, and in that days, his day starts at 8 a.m. and ends after 11 p.m. He addressed these election meetings. Then here, actually at that time in Haryana, one election also, an assembly election that is held in 1987. Actually in Haryana state had been ruled by a Congress party led government since 1982. Then this Devilal, he was an opposition leader. He led a new movement. That movement was known into Naya Yudh or Nyaya Yudh. That means struggle for justice. And he formed a new party. That party's name was Lok Dal. His party joined other opposition parties to form a front against the Congress in the elections. In all the election campaigns, Devilal said that if his party won the election, his government would waive the loans of farmers and small businessmen. At that time, actually, the peoples are suffering a lot because they need money. They are took the loans from the money lenders. The interest is very high, so that's why Devilal offered this type of things, and the people were unhappy with that the existing government. That is a chance for this Devilal's entry, and they were waiting a new leader, and they were also all the peoples are attracted by Devilal's promise. Then after when elections were held, all the peoples are voted overwhelmingly in favor of Lokdal and its allies. In that election, Lokdal party and its partners won 76 out of 90 seats in the state assembly. Lokdal alone won 60 seats, and this had a clear majority in the assembly. After the election, the results also announced. The sitting chief minister resigned, and the newly elected members of the Legislative Assembly of Lokdal chose Devilal as their leader. Now that Devilal as their leader and the governor invited to be the new chief minister, Devilal to be the new chief minister. Then after the election results were declared, he became the chief minister of Haryana. Now, as soon as he became the chief minister, first he do one thing. He issued a government order waiving the outstanding loans of small farmers, that is helping for the small farmers and the agricultural laborers and the small businessmen. Then finally, his party ruled the state for 4 years. In the next election that is held in 1991, but at that time his party not win, and they have to the popular support also less, and the Congress won the election, and then finally they were formed the government. So now the case study, you please, in that case study we have to know that leader's name, and they were waiting, the eagerly waiting the leader's name was Devilal, and the new parties that is formed, he formed a new party, that is the Lokdal. He led a movement that is known into Naya Yudh or Nyaya Yudh. Children, here, why do we need elections? You know that. What are the basic features of democracy and what is a democracy? Then simple definition of democracy also we have to study it in earlier. Here, the basic features of democracy, they need two things that is very important. The first one is the political parties, and second one is the elections. Then other things, they need the time and knowledge also very helpful for the democracy or an election. You know that the elections take place irregularly in any democracy. We also read that the elections are held in many countries that are not democratic. But our question is, why do we need elections? You know that, children, we have to take and imagine a democracy without election. How can we control? A rule of the people is possible without any elections. If all the people can sit together every day and take all the decisions, that is not possible. That is impossible. That's why this is not possible in any large community, or you know that India is a big country, no children. Many peoples are living here. We can't sit together in daily, and we can't do the daily. We can't do take the decisions also. That is an impossible. So that's why we are conducting the elections. You know that is it possible for everyone to have the time and knowledge to take decisions on all matters. Therefore, in most democracies, people rule through their representatives. That's why we are conducting the elections. The peoples are electing their leaders, selecting the representatives. Let us think a place where representatives are elected on the basis of age and experience. You know that in an election, that is, they have to, on the basis of the education or the knowledge or the age, they have to elect their representatives. And children, but can we call this place a democracy? How do we find out if the people like the representatives or not? The people's need a mechanism by which people can choose their representatives at regular intervals and change them if they wish to do so. And this mechanism is called an election. Therefore, elections are considered essential in our times for any representative democracy. In an election, the voters can make many choices. What are the choices the voters can make? The first one is they can choose who will make laws for them. Second one, they can choose who will form the government and take major decisions. Third one, they can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. These are the three choices of the voters. First one, they can choose who will make laws for them. Second one, they can choose who will form the government and take major decisions. Third one, they can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. Now children, what makes an election democratic? Elections can be held in many ways. All the democratic countries, they also hold the elections. But in non-democratic countries also they were doing some other activities. They also hold some kind of elections. But our question, how do we distinguish democratic elections from any other elections? Here, just we have to go through the minimum conditions of a democratic election. What are the minimum conditions of a democratic election? In the first one, everyone should be able to choose. This means that everyone should have one vote and every vote should have equal value. So here clear, that is one vote and one value. Second one, there should be something to choose from. That means parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should offer some real choices to the voters. Third one, the choice should be offered at regular intervals. Elections must be held regularly after every few years. The fourth one, the candidate preferred by the people should get elected. In the fifth one, the elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner where people can choose as they really wish. This might look like very simple and easy conditions.